All right, we are here with Niall Morgan at the GPA statement today that Proposal B is the way I think the vast majority of players around Ireland now want to go. Has that been your experience in the Tyrone dressing room and speaking to other players, Niall?
Yeah, well, just like from our players, I've done a bit of a survey. You're never going to get the full reply back. That's the norm with any survey. It's like if you go to pre-election votes, you never get the same amount of people that will actually vote in the election, and it was the same with me and the team. But like within our dressing room, we had over the majority of players in terms of the 60% majority that's needed at Congress, and that wanted Proposal B. So it's going to split people, and people are going to want to stay the same. Some people might want Proposal A, but in my opinion, the system's broken at the minute. We need change. The GAA task force, they've come up with these proposals. They're not GPA proposals, which I think some people are getting lost in. These are from the GAA working task force, and we're throwing our weight behind Proposal B simply because that's what the majority of the players want.
Let's get straight into some of the questions that will come up as a player who plays in the Ulster Championship. First of all, why are you happy to proceed with Proposal B when there is this idea out there that it's going to damage the Ulster Championship?
Yeah, I think it's an idea. The Ulster Championship is the most competitive at the minute, and nobody will argue with that. But it's still there. It's not going anywhere. It's still there, and in fact, it's now going to be a round-robin competition, which gives you even more competitive games against them rival teams. Before you get to the semi-final and final stage, you're still playing for the Anglo-Celt. It's not a pre-season competition. It's a provincial championship that we'll all still want to win. If we win a provincial championship out of Proposal B in the next couple of years, I'll cherish that medal just as much as I cherish this one, 2016s or 2017s.
We had Brian McAvoy of Ulster GAA with us on the show the other day, and he said that because you're removing the link between the Ulster Championship and the All-Ireland Championship, the Ulster Championship won't mean as much. You're in a better position to tell us because you've got Ulster medals. Will that be the case?
Absolutely not. In my opinion, this gives Ulster teams a better opportunity to compete for the Sam Maguire, because we're coming out, like this year for example, Cavan, Donegal, Monaghan, just to get out of Ulster, just to get to compete in an All-Ireland series, whereas in comparison, Kerry and Dublin basically walked their way through to their places in the semi-finals. So it's not saying that it's going to be easier to get there. It's just going to be a fairer basis where all the teams have to compete at the same level to get to the Sam Maguire.
Absolutely, and I guess you can kind of turn the clocks back on that a while to a time when Ulster teams weren't winning All-Irelands. It's probably because Kerry and Dublin and the likes had a far fairer, easier route to the All-Irelands than you guys in Ulster would have had.
Yeah, look, this was my 9th year of playing for Tyrone, and I've won 3 Ulsters and 1 All-Ireland. In that time, Dublin have won 7 All-Irelands. And it's not saying that Dublin they're a great team, but would they have won all of them All-Irelands coming out of Ulster? Where they had to basically play their best football to even get out of it. Dublin have to peak at a completely different time than us. This puts it in a fair way that everybody has to be ready for the start of the provincial championship, and then that leads them into the championship league of 7 games where they have to be ready to finish in the top 5 in Division 1.
And on that point then, if you finish 6th in Division 1, are you going to be like, fair enough, I mean, we weren't good enough to make it to the next round, and let those number 1 seeds in Division 3 and 4 take our place?
Yeah, well, that was my initial reservation over the proposal, was that, if you finish 6th, 7th or 8th, even in Division 1, like surely you still deserve your chance at the Sam Maguire compared to Division 3 and 4. And it was Paul Collins that put me right on it. You had your chance. If we got beat once this year, we were out. If we got beat twice in previous years, we were out. If you get beat, it'll probably take 3 defeats to get you out of that top 5. If you're beat 3 times, why do you deserve a chance at winning Sam Maguire?
When it'll probably be an 8-0 record or 7-0 record or something like that in Division 3 and 4, so 100%. When it comes then to other elements that have been brought up, like when we speak to people in Ulster, there seems to be this lingering attachment as well to the McKenna Cup that maybe we don't have in Connacht, Leinster and Munster. What's your take on that, and that just being done away with?
I think the split season is going to do away with pre-season competitions regardless. I think as county players, I know me personally, sometimes I feel like I'm almost there for people's entertainment, that we should play as many games as we possibly can for the county. the McKenna Cup was, you know, an Ulster Championship basically, and then you were playing another Ulster Championship later on in the year. I'm not diminishing the McKenna Cup. It was a great competition, especially in comparison to the other pre-season competitions, but you know, it was just that. It was a pre-season competition, and you know, Tyrone took it seriously, but other teams didn't. And now that this provincial championship is going to be before the Championship League, you have to take it serious. You know, if you want to win the Anglo-Celt, which the players will want to win, you have to take this provincial championship round robin seriously.
I guess the thing is that over a period of time, if it's a 3-year trial, we'll know all the answers to these questions, and if it's going to be a difference between this and the status quo, it seems that the benefits from Proposal B are a lot better. And from what you're saying now, if we just keep this to Ulster, it seems that this will just bring the tide up even higher in Ulster at the moment. That the one thing against Ulster at the moment is that unfair championship. That is the one thing that counts against you maybe later on in the year. This just gives everybody in Ulster a hell of a better chance, and you're coming from the most competitive provincial championship in the first instance of the season as well.
Yeah, to me this actually means that we're going to have a series of competitive games before we even play. You know, in this for Sam Maguire, it's going to be the same idea. You know, where you're playing competitively over and over again, and then you're into your Championship League. I just don't see the drawback in that. I know people are trying to say it's taken away or that we're losing our provincial championship, but we're not. And you know, it's not just about Ulster; it's about every province is going to still have their provincial championship. You know, in the noughties it was predominantly Tyrone Armagh, you know, and the Leinster Championship was more competitive. Cork were beating Kerry. You know, the Connacht Championship was competitive. Who's to say that the whole thing won't swing again with given the opportunity for teams to develop by playing more games against opposition that is on a fairer level?
One last question then, Niall. If Proposal B is passed, as somebody who has taken the goalkeeper position to whole new levels, which is representative, I assume, of working at your craft so hard, pursuing elitism in an unashamed way, because sometimes that can be downplayed a little bit, but pursuing elitism, it's something that all the top counties do. What will that do for you and the closeness that GAA players at the very top level feel to being professional athletes and pursuing that craft?
Well, to me, the reason why I like this idea and the idea of the split season in general so much is because it's going to put clarity on the fixtures. It's going to basically put a curtain down on how long we can play for the county, and it's going to give us the opportunity to play for the clubs. Like, our club got relegated there from the league on our first weekend back because we had to play 9 games without the 3 county men, and you know, it leaves a lot of club teams at an unfair advantage. This is going to give us the opportunity to get back to our clubs in the summer months and play meaningful games that at the end of the day all county players want to do. And it also, going back to your earlier point, this format for next year is adaptable. If it doesn't work, you know, it can be tweaked. Everything can be tweaked. The same as the current model has been tweaked to give it a back door, to give it the Super 8s. This can be tweaked. Nobody's saying that this is a finished article or that it's 100% going to be successful. But to me, I think it's massive that the opportunity is there for change whenever everybody's crying out for it.
Niall Morgan, thanks a million.
No problem, thanks.